What up? It's Jackal for Eli TV. One of your hosts. What we talking about?
Invention, nocturnal creases, incision, seeking through dimensions, optimal to no end of diminishment through competition, comprehension, non-existence. The rules layer, mayor, a painted crucifixion.
Yo, what's up? This is Jackal for Eli TV. Today we're talking a little bit about race, and what prompted this is, the foolishness that's going on with Snoop Dogg and T.I. and 50 Cent and Puffy and all these people who got a problem with Kanye doing, and they calling him Sambo and all these racial terms that black people are calling another black man, right? And they people have the audacity to get mad when white people use these racial terms against black people. However, black people are using these racial terms against another black man. It's stupid. It's silly, And so how can we as a whole be upset when other people use these racial terms against us when we use these racial terms that we didn't even invent for other black men? Sambo, he's an Uncle Tom, and Uncle Tom ain't even the right phrase. It ain't even the right terminology, But, sometimes we just need to mind our business. Sometimes things ain't a black and a white issue. Sometimes a man can just respect another man, whether he's white, black, Asian, Mexican. Does it matter? When all these people was going up there and they was on Obama's nuts, that was okay because he was a black man. So you can respect a black man, but you can't respect a white man. You can respect a black man, but you can't respect an Asian man. You can respect a black man, but you can't respect a Mexican. Y'all so ignorant sometimes. It's just stupid. And then you jump into these fights. Say Trump is racist, right? Then you ask for why you say that. What's an example? You go way back to say, well, he wasn't letting black people live in his high rises, right? And then you say, okay, what's the media portray about black people? What's the image that's portrayed of black people? You black people won't even rent to black people because of the images and the manipulation of the media and what is portrayed black people to be. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why do you think Trump was exempt from that? He was raised and brought up to think a certain way, just like we and everybody else in America were raised and brought up to think a certain way and have a certain image of black people. But then he became bigger, became more famous. He intertwined with these other people, black, white, Hispanic, whatever. And then he became friends with people. And then he met people who weren't like he was brought up to think they were. Some of the most famous black people before he was president was friends with Trump, associated with Trump. All these rappers was putting his name in their songs, making paper like Trump. Come on, man. And now because certain people want you to believe he's a racist, now he's racist. What did he do since being in office that's against black people? I don't want to know what you think. What factually did he do since office that's against black people? He tried to get rid of everything that Obama did. That's definitely against black people. What if Hillary Clinton was in office before him? I guarantee you he'd have done the same thing, tried to discredit and undo everything she did. So it couldn't be racial. It couldn't be racial then if that's the fact. Think about it. If she was in office before him, he would have done the same exact thing. So it's not racial at that point. She white too. You can't just say something just because it fits the narrative that you're trying to make. You understand what I'm saying? And then you say, well, what about what he doing to Mexicans? And okay, let them fight, they fight. Why black people gotta jump in everybody's fight? When black people were slaves, when it was Jim Crow, I ain't seen no Mexicans fighting for black people, being like, no, we standing with the blacks, you gotta leave them alone. I ain't see none of that. It was us fighting for us and some white people fighting for us. So why we jumping on the side of Mexicans when he has a fight with them? What the hell that got to do with us? I understand everybody should be treated equal, and I get it. I feel that way too. But why are we jumping in somebody else's fight? Now that the focus is off of us, shouldn't we be trying to get our own shit together? Shouldn't we be trying to build our own shit back the fuck up since the focus ain't on us right now? But nah, we want to jump in somebody else's fight. That ain't our fight to fight right now. We need to worry about our building our shit back up. Okay, and it's 2018, almost through 2019. Everything ain't a black issue. Everything just ain't a black issue. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we have to start moving forward instead of looking backwards. Like, I don't even understand how somebody saying the word nigga can affect you anymore. I don't even understand how that happens. That means somebody still has control over you. If you let that word affect you, you can't be affected by that, man. You cannot be affected by that. You can't keep saying, well, my people, yada, yada, yada. Listen, man. Listen. When the last time you had a whip across your back? Your mama probably did it if you did. You know, when you had to go outside and pull the tree branch, when you was finna get that ass whooping, you had to pick your own branch and slide the little leaves off of it. Your mama, probably the last person you know, that put a welt or whipping on your ass. What white man came up to you and called you a nigga? Come on, knock it off, man. We need to start moving forward. Understand the past, but move forward. Forward motion and forward progress. Just like in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Forward momentum, forward progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, we moving up. Even if you get pushed back a little bit, you start from that forward momentum, that forward progress. You start from there. You don't keep going backwards. You get knocked back, you get up, stand up, and you move forward to where you got before you got knocked back a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like soon as somebody call you a nigga, you forget everything. You jump out the window. Don't let that affect you. It's easy, because you haven't went through it. Your grandmama can be mad. Your great-grandmama can be mad. You haven't went through it. If somebody called you a nigga, it's like somebody calling you a bitch. Because when somebody called your great-grandmama a nigga, they broke out a whip and flew it across her back, her face, her legs, her arms. And it was a physical impact after that. Somebody called you one, it was just a word to get under your skin. None came after that unless it was you whooping their ass. And what that gonna do for you? That gonna put you back in slavery for real. Cause that's gonna put you in prison where your rights are gone for assault. Think about it. Now it's mind control. It's all about intellectual capacity and it's all about mind control now. Don't let nobody have power over you. And if they have a word that they can call you to get you out of character, to react a certain way, somebody will take the hit just so you can go to prison. And you be like, well, it is what it is. Something the nigga would say. It ain't what it is. You saying because somebody called you a name, you willing to be away from your kids, you willing to be away from your wife, your family, you willing to make them struggle and suffer because somebody called you a name. Is that smart? That's tough, huh? That's gangster, huh? It ain't none of that. It's weakness. If somebody can make you react because they call you a word, that's weakness. Now, when they used to be able to call you the word, then they do something after that. That was power. They had power. Because they can do something after they call you a word. But now, they call you the word. The power's transferred now. Because now you can do something. You can do something foolish, or you can do something intelligent. You can laugh at them. Because it don't mean nothing. It don't impact me. I'm not impacted by that. You call me a nigga. I had a nice job, nice car, nice house, nice family, good section, good allotment of friends. Is that what a nigga is nowadays? You probably more of a nigga than me then. If you ain't got all them things, you more of a nigga than me. So when you say that, I can laugh at it. Because it don't mean the same thing, player. It does not mean the same thing. I'm just telling you. Just have a different perspective, man. All them calling this black man who has an opinion, all these black people calling him racial terms, and Snoop Dogg, a grown-ass little boy with braids in his head at 50 years old, all them calling him racial epithets. Black people to another black man who just saying what he feel. It's racial now. You can't respect another man and have admiration for another man unless he a black man. Is that what we doing? Nah, that's a slave mentality, man. Because one thing y'all ain't thinking about, if it wasn't for some white people, we'd still be in slavery right now. It took a lot of people who had the same thought process that this is wrong. You don't gotta believe it, it's fact. Laws had to change. Black people weren't changing them laws. White people were changing them laws. White people who had the same thoughts that black people had. This ain't right. That's how them laws were changing. I'm just saying, you gotta get it together, man, and realize what's real and what's not. Peel off all the bullshit. It's not about race no more, player. It's a lot about economic positioning and intellectual capacity. Don't be a fool. We in a new age of things. We can't be thin-skinned no more. We gotta move forward, man. We can't keep crying about the same things we were crying about. Forward progress, forward momentum. Say what you want to say to me. As long as you don't try to interfere with my forward progress. Call me what you want to call me. As long as you don't physically interfere with my forward progress, I'm unaffected. And you are ineffective. I'm Jackal for Eli TV, one of your hosts. What we talking about? Man, we just talked about it.
With human bones and hairly everywhere in despair, you sip and run in your lips. You strip your self-confidence through dominance. The goal is total control, wolf pack remains prominent. Beware the wolf's lair. With human bones and hairly everywhere in despair, you sip and run in your lips. You strip your self-confidence through dominance. The goal is total control, wolf pack remains prominent.